Good afternoon, guys. So in this lab, we're gonna learn how to to configure an extended ACL. So by the way, what is ACL? So ACL, which is access control list, is contains rules that grant or deny access to certain digital environments. There are two types of ACL if you want to know. So what is ACL used for? An interior. So ACL, the most common example of access control lists included web servers, DNS servers, and remote access or VPN systems. The internal router or of a DMZ contains stricter ACL to protect the internal network from more specific attacks. So why don't we go ahead and just there go the topology that we're gonna be working on. And so if you scroll down, you'll see that's the address table that we have. So So with G0, we gotta configure this IP address. G1 is this, and G2 is this, right? On the router. And there go the IP address of the server and the IP address of these two PCs. So let's go ahead and pull up Packet Tracer. See, just a second. Packet Tracer. Oh, it's right there. Okay. Let's go ahead and pull up Packet Tracer. And start this lab. Okay, so let's grab one router. We have 3 switches, 1, 2, 3. And then we need 1 server, and we might need 2 PC. Okay. So bang. Then we have that. No. Spider. So this spider. Then there, here, there. So let's start to connect our cables together. So check the topology to make sure we have everything, accordingly. So this is G0, G1, and G2, right? Okay. So G0, one mistake. So we have to use a router that have 3 ports at least. I think this one is the right router for that. So this one, the 2911, is the router that comes with 3 ports. So let's go ahead. Start with this on G0, like we were told, this on G1, right? then G is on G2. Okay. Now we have what? Then make our connection. Everything is in order and decency. Now, bang. Okay. So let's make this big, a little bit bigger. Okay, guys. So now you might need to make a couple IPs just to, so this is this, so the server, let's see the topology here. So it says the server should have an IP address of that 62. Okay. So let's go ahead and make static IP. So 172.22.34.65. If I'm not mistaken, let's double check. Yeah, it says what? So it says the server should have a 62, not 65. All right. Service, TCP, DNS, desktop, programming. Yes, right there. So that's what I was looking for. So it's 172.22.34.62. Then, right. So we good. And then, now let's check the which IP that the PCs should have. So PC1 is 62 and PC2 is 98. So this should be 92. Okay. C NFS 255.192.192. Am I correct? Let's double check. Yep, 192. So we good. Okay. Now, let's pull packet tracer. Let's go to configure interface. So 172.322.34.60. What? Let's check. So on PC1, we have that 63. I mean 66. And it's 255.255.224. Okay. Is it 22, 34? Okay. Just double check to make sure. Then 255 dot 224, right? Just double check to make sure that's what we have. From PC1, 172.22.34. Okay. Oh, it says something that's invalid. IP for this subnet mask entering. Let's see what mistake we made. PC1, 172.22.34.60. 66, 224. Let's see. So PC1, interface 172.22.34.62. Okay. So you get 2.255.224. We'll check to make sure. 172.22.34.66. So good job. Okay. So now let's make this PC1 and let's go to PC2. Take this PC2. PC2, see what IP we've been told to configure it to. So I'm sure this should be 172.22.34. That what? Double check. 3498. One 172.22.34.98. Then we have what? 255. And this is 240, right? Okay. So check we good so far, but let's double check to make sure. So those three. Okay. 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 So the default gateway should be what? The default gateway on the server should be that one. On the PC is 6579. Okay. Default gateway. It's 61. Let's double check. Oh, it's that one. For that one. Let's check. That one. So just a second. So we have the default gateway for PC1 is 765. Okay, so the default gateway for PC1 is that 65. That's 65. And the default gateway for PC2 is 97. So it's 97. Okay, so we pretty much have all the configuration. They're being done in order and decency. So now let's go ahead and start the thing that we've been told to do in this lab. So let's make this packet tracer bigger. I mean, the command that we'll be using in this lab. Okay, guys, so first thing first, let's configure. So no, and if I can make this, yeah, I can make this bigger. So go ahead. So I could say host, oh, conf t, host, R1. Let's say gig, oh, ent, gig, gigabit, 00. So we told that the IP for gig 00 should be 172.22.3465, right? Okay, 224. So guys, so go ahead and let's go ahead. Why don't we go ahead and just start? So the first thing we've been told in this lab is to configure, apply, and verify extended numbered ACL. So go ahead. So let's say access list, and let's do question mark and see. So we get like what? 1 to 99 IP extended access list and 100 to 199 to IP extended access list. So now, let's say if we do access list 100, what we have. So deny specified packet to reject, permit specified packet to forward, right? So what if we do 100 that permit and then question mark? We have AHP authentication header protocol, EIGIP, Cisco, whatever. So now, if we do, so to permit FTP traffic enter, we gotta, we So we're going to enter permit and follow by a question mark. Now, this ACL permit, FTP and ICMP, so now, guys, we have, so this ACL permit, the FTP and ICMP, the ICMP is listed. So now let's say if we do this and TCP, question mark, you're gonna see it says that source address, the ABCD, and any source. So notice that we could filter just for PC1 by using the host keywords, or we could allow any host, in this case, any device is allowed that has an address belonging to the 192.22.34.64/27 network. So we're gonna enter the address, the network address followed by the question mark and see something. So 172.22.34.64, that question mark. What do we get? So we check to see that question mark. So it says the ABC source wildcard bit. Right? So let's type in the wildcard. So the way to do the wildcard, guys, the way to do the wildcard is to have, I could teach you how to do the wildcard on a different video. But as for now, let's continue with this and the wildcard number, which is 0.0.0.31 question mark. You see it says the ABCD denied address, any destination host, and you can see all these saying here, guys. Now, we could configure the destination address in this scenario. We're gonna filter in the traffic for a single destination, which is the server, and we're gonna enter the host keywords followed by the server IP address. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. So then we're gonna say host, So host and the IP address of the server, which is 172.1.22.34.62, and then by question mark. So you see, you notice that one of the options CR, which is down here, right? So the CR, which is carriage return, that's what it stands for. In other words, you can press enter, and then the statement would permit all TCP traffic. However, we are only permitted TCP traffic. Therefore, if we enter the EQ words followed by a question mark, it's going to display the available option, then the TCP, and then we're gonna press enter. Let's go ahead and do that. So BEM EQ, right? Question mark. So you see how it says that the TCP, which is file transfer protocol on port 21, and the POP, which is office protocol. I forget what port number is. The POP is POP. So POP S3 port number is 110. Just give you a here. And then the SMTP, which is port 25 in Telnet, as you can see, all these here. So this is good. So now what we can do, guys, we can do the EQ and we're going to permit the TCP with this, with the whole command, the EQ and FTP, not TCP, I'm sorry. So now we permit the FTP traffic only on the server. So you create a second access list statement to permit the ICMP ping traffic from PC1 to server. So we're going to note that the access list number remains the same and no particular type of ICMP traffic needs to be specified. So let's go ahead and make the host the wildcard, the host for just this. Now, all of the traffic is denied by default. So on the second steps, guys, so we pretty much have done with the first configuration here, which was this one. Now let's start with this. It says that to configure, apply, and verify an extended access, ACL. So let's go ahead and start doing this now. So we could say gig 00. We could say IP access group 100, enter, right? So doing this, that if you want, you could verify the ACL implementation. So if you ping from PC1 to server, if the ping are unsuccessful, you could verify the IP address before continuing. But if you were to ping, from PC, the FTP address, which is 172.22.34 and 32, from PC1, you should have a successful ping. So just to avoid wasting time, I'm not gonna do that, but you could do it yourself. Now let's continue with configure the ACL permit HTTP access and ICMP. So we're gonna name the ACL, we're gonna start with the IP keywords from global configuration mode on the router, and we're gonna enter the comments. So let's go ahead and just exit one step, and then we're gonna do IP access list, and then with a question mark. So you can see we have all these gibberish here that we had. So now let's do IP access list extended HTTP underscore only, and it's all uppercase on packet tracer. So the port change, you are now in extended name ACL configuration mode. So all devices on PC2 local area network need TCP access. So we're gonna enter the network address followed by the question mark and see something. So now we could do what? Let's go ahead and say permit TCP 172.22.34.96. Let's go with a question mark and see. So it says that the ABC source wildcard, let's go ahead and make space so we can see. So it's asking for the wildcard number on the ACL. So like I said, I could teach you how to do the wildcard on a different lab, but as for this lab, I'm just trying to make sure that this lab is not too long. But so there we go. Now, if we type in the wildcard number for this ACL with a question mark, you're gonna see all this. So any destination host EQ match only packets on a given port number. So what we could do, guys, after the wildcard number, so to finish the statement by specifying the server address as we did on port 1 and filter, so we're gonna do a www traffic. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull that up. We're gonna do host, and then the IP address 223.34.62, and then EQ, sorry, EQ www. Okay. So now we can create a second access list statement to permit the ICMP traffic from PC2 to server. So if you're not, so we're gonna remain the same as to specify the type of ICMP traffic. It does not need it to be specified. So let's go ahead and just say host. Go ahead and just say host. So let's just remove this and hit enter. So all other traffic is denied by default. If you could exit out, could exit out one step. And so from router 1, let's configure gigabit interface 0. So from router 1, we're gonna, so from router 1 perspective, the traffic that access list HTTP only applies to is inbound from the network connected to gigabit 01 interface. So we're gonna enter the configuration mode to apply the ACL on port 01. So gig 01. We're gonna do the IP access. Yep. So the IP access group HTTP underscore only in. Right? So now the step that we have to do is to verify the ACL implementation. So if you ping from PC2 to server, the ping should be successful. And the FTP from PC2 to server, the connection should fail. So, and if you open a browser from PC2 and enter the IP address of the server on the URL, the connection should be successful. So that's pretty much all that we have to do in this lab. Let's go ahead. So thank you so very much, guys, for following along with me. Thank you.